Hey Stacy, how you doing? Thanks for the video. The reading was right on. How you doing, Robert? Reading was right on. What I'm going to do tonight, we'll wait for it to populate. I'm going to go over some flams. And I'm going to go over some Ratamucues. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, how you doing, Paul? Let's wait for a few other people. I'm very early. That one's for you, Paul. Bring it on. All right. Tough guys. Paul, this one's for you. Well, for everybody, really. If I was doing a triplet roll and I stopped on the da, one and da, that's a 5-stroke roll. Okay, so what I want to do, instead of going one and da, I'm going to substitute that right hand for the bass drum. Ah. See what I'm doing? One and da. Three and da. Three and da. Okay, Ratamucues, flams. Let's address the flams first. What's the object of a flam? Well, some instructors address this as a principal note or a king note or whatever you want to call it, or a primary note. If I stroke with one hand, full stroke, one sound. Now, a flam is a grace note that hits just before impact on that king note. So I'll do it slow. I'll open it way up. See, the left hand is down. Rick, how you doing? Okay. Yes, that's a 5-stroke roll. It's part of the triplet. That's what it is, Paul. All right. The primary note, full stroke. I mean, I could do a half stroke or a quarter stroke. It makes the notes sound fatter. Hear the difference in sound? One stroke. Okay, so you have, that's a right hand or free stroke flam, or you could consider it a right hand flam. Then you have a left hand flam. It's just the reverse of the right. Your right hand's hitting first before the left. See that? Now you have alternating. Yeah, part of the triplet, Paul. Let me slow it down. One and da, two and da, three and da. Got it? Okay, you understand that, everybody, with the flam. Here's what I'm considering doing, and you guys are going to probably be a little upset at me, but it's more of a promotional, networking, advertisement kind of thing. I'm going to start to advertise on Facebook. You come to the lesson, and I'm going to start giving giveaways. And when I say giveaways, the first thing I'm going to do, and it's only going to be PDFs, it's not going to be books or anything like that. Hello, Jimmy. What I'm going to do is say, all right, a new member, not everybody who's here, but a new member. Say there's 3 new members tonight. Just say hypothetically. Like Rick is not a new member. He's been on my mailing list for quite some time. So what I'm going to start to do is if there's over 3 new people come in to the lesson, I'm going to give them a number. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, whatever. And in the course of the lesson, I'm going to pick the number. Okay? And when I pick that number, they're going to be a winner of either the stick control book, formulas, or the syncopation formulas, the PDFs. Now, don't get upset. I mean, I'm considering that. What do you guys think about that? Can't hear you. What do you guys think? Hold on, guys. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. Jesus. I think that would be good. I don't know. I got to think about it, Stacy. I just got booted, so bear with me. This YouTube computer shit drives me crazy. All right, any questions about a flam? Now you're going to get flat flams. How many people here know what a flat flam is? Here, I can't even do them. You have the alternating flam, the right hand flam, left hand flam, and a downstroke flam. Now the way I learned that, what I was doing was opening up that grace note. See that? Same thing with this hand. Then as I got the feel, I made it closer. Just remember, this one the grace note hits before the principal note, or the king note, or primary note. So you have alternating flams, right hand flam, left hand flam, and the downstroke flam. That's to play the paradiddles. Do we understand that, guys? Come on, computer. We understand the flam. I want to get to the Ratamacue. But before I do that, I want to give you an exercise to help you with the flam. It has to do with the stick control book, obviously. Okay, so what we're going to do, we know what a right-hand flam is. We know what a left-hand flam is. We know what an alternating flam is. Okay, and we know what a downstroke flam is. Okay, so now we go to the stick control book. The first line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hey, old dog. So we'll go to the stick control, and the first you see a right. So it's going to be a right-hand flam. But look at the next stroke, it's a left. So you're going to play an alternating flam. You have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we understand that. We go to line 3. We have 2 right-hand flams, 2 left-hand flams. So you're going to have a free stroke flam, an alternating flam. Free stroke, alternate. Paradiddle in flams. We see that, guys? Okay, so now, that's just, we'll do a whole lesson on flams. I want to go to the Buddy Rich book. We should all have the Buddy Rich book by now. And we're going to talk about the single Ratamacue. Now, there's a couple variations here. The single Ratamacue A, single Ratamacue B. I seldom use single Ratamacue A. I use Ratamacue B, which is the accent on the last stroke. So everybody, please tell me when you're on page 52, I believe. Okay, I will do that, Robert. I'll do that. So we're on the Buddy Rich book, page 52. Guys, tell me when you're there. Okay, you're there. So I need Robert, Stacy, Rick, Paul, Jimmy, whoever else. That's page 52. Single Ratamacue B. I don't really particularly like the A because it's the accent on the first stroke. I'll demonstrate it though in a second. So he presents the single Ratamacue B in 6/8. Now that's not really a Ratamacue. That's the sticking pattern and the flow of the sticks. So we're going to start with both hands down. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys see that? Okay, that's just the flow. Do it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But notice, you're on 52. Notice that there's only one accent, and the doubles before the duples, whoever you want to call it, before should be a little bit lighter. But all he's demonstrating is the flow. Okay? You actually come to the Ratamacue, page 53. Examples and usual notation. You have a triplet. It's actually a 4-stroke rough. Now you're going to play the duple or the double before. Did the 1 and the 2. Did the 3 and the 4. Would you like me to slow that down? Marcio, we're on the Buddy Rich book, page 53. No preliminary motion, nothing. Do we all understand that? You'd like me to slow it down, break it down somewhat? We all understand it. How he presents the single Ratamacue B with the accent on the last stroke. Okay, guys, tell me. So you have the actual notation, the usual notation for a single Ratamacue with the accent on the last stroke. Now I count that duple. I play the duple, or I count the duple as did-da. So I'm here. The did-da is a little lighter. Did the 1 and the 2. Okay. Let's go to, you understand a single paradiddle? I mean, yeah, hello. The single Ratamacue. We're going to go to the double Ratamacue B. Got it? You got it, Jimmy? Rick's got it. Okay, good. Everybody's got it. How about you, Stacy and Robert? Okay, page 54. The triple, no, we're not, I want to do the double Ratamacue B. Now, all he's doing in the beginning, and I don't agree with it, but it's okay because it does show you the motion and the flow of the sticks. So we're on page 53, the last one, double Ratamacue B. So we have this. 1, it's not really right. I don't like that. Ay, ay, ay. All right, the double Ratamacue B has 2 accents. On the first double, duple, did the 1. Now, a good exercise to get that duple going. I'm counting, did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4. I do the same thing what I did with the flams on the stick control book. At this time though, instead of me counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I'm going to reference off the line, oh boy, as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now before each one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good exercise. You're on page 61. What's on page 61? '61 is the reading, Bob. We're on page 56. All right, let me get the other publication. Hold on. See, I don't like to use my newer ones because they're like brand new and they're going to be classic someday. They're going to be worth some money. So I have 3 or 4 different copies of the same book. And yeah, they are different because they revised it. Hold on. Well, we did send everybody a copy of the, what you call it? The Buddy Rich book. That's the first version, or first edition. The one I think you have, Stacy and Robert, what is this, lesson 76? You're right, Paul. But this is the one that you have, I believe, and you should have. I don't have the cover for the other one, but I did send it to you. So now, if you open up the Buddy Rich book, where does he have the Ratamucues? I had an interview with this guy on not Skype, but on YouTube. I interviewed him. Hey, Boonga. Him and I just do not agree with this Adler shit. Okay, on page 58, I believe, you have the single Ratamacue. All right? And then you have the single, next page, you have the single Ratamacue B. Now, you see he has a quarter up. I don't believe in that. It's not up like that. Because what you're doing here is you're staying at the same spot. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I learned it that way, quarter up and all that shit. I don't pay 60 double Ratamacue. Okay, hold on. Double Ratamacue. Okay, again now, he's in 9/8. We all know what 9/8 means. 9 beats to a measure, and each eighth note receives 1 count or 1 beat. 9 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9/8. So he presents it as, I don't like that quarter shit in there because that shouldn't be. My hands are like this. 1. All right, I'm starting like this with a double Ratamacue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that's very regimented. We get that? 72. Why do these guys do that, man? Compound stroke, 72. 72, I don't know where that is. What's that for, 72? In the original copy, you have the double Ratamacue with the accent on the 2 strokes. Do the 1. That should be an accent there. page 60, double Ratamacue. I'm on page 56, double Ratamacue. And on the newer version, page 60, the double Ratamacue A, and on page 61, the double Ratamacue B. So we have the single, the double, triple. The single has one duple, the double has two duples, and the triple has three duples. Here's the single. The double, one. Triple. What I'm going to do is a whole lesson on the Ratacacues. I'm just briefing you because I was going to do some reading from the NARD book, National Association of Rudimental Drummers. It was, I think, started by WFL, and there's all kinds of solos in there, rudimental solos by James Pratt, Sanford Moeller, George Lawrence Stone, WFL himself, and plus some others that you've never heard of before. But we're going to start working at it as solo, like we did with solo number 1 from the Charlie Wilcoxon book. Do we have any questions on that solo? I mean, this should be done on a drum pad right now, but I just have to reset everything up. But I figured, hey, you know, you practice on a drum pad, you perform on a drum set. But hey, if you have access to a snare drum, you might as well practice on a snare drum because that's what you perform on. Unfortunately, some people here don't own their own house or they rent an apartment and they can't practice at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, so we'll make a whole thing out of the Ratacacues one lesson. Does everybody understand the exercise I gave for the duple and for the flam? You want me to go over that? It'll help your flams. The alternating flam, the free stroke flam, alternate free stroke, and then the downstroke. How many of you guys here have been in a drum corps? Anybody here have been in a drum line or drum corps? Great experience. Talk about regimentation and discipline. It's a beautiful thing to see too. If you ever should happen to go see a contest, they usually have 10 corps competing. Marching maneuver, drum line, horn line. It's something really nice to watch. And you see the precision. You've been in a drum corps, old dog? Or you've seen a drum corps competition? Yeah, well, that's not the same thing, Paul. It's a good vehicle, but a drum corps, man, you have 10 drummers. Maybe 12. And today they have the quads, and back then they used to have tenor drums, they used to call them. Then the bass drums and the cymbals, and everything's precision. Old dog, have you been in it? Yeah, you were. So then you know the regimentation. I was in 2 drum corps, and I gave it up. But I was in one drum corps first, my first drum corps. I was young. It was called the Woodsider Cadets. And I was the youngest one. And I just looked up to all those drummers. All right, I understand. Well, yeah, that's a good thing. The Marine Corps. Uh-oh, Robert's a Marine. Uh-oh. I'm in the Army. I was in the Army. Okay. Anyway, the drum lines, I mean, those guys are precise. It's a beautiful thing. If you look at them and you see 10 drummers in front of you, they're all playing the same thing. Then you turn them around like sideways and you look straight down. Every drummer has the same sticking height and playing the same thing. Unreal. Well, that's good. My little daughter was the captain in her drum line in middle school, but she gave that up because now she's got a basketball on the brain. She does really well. But drum corps is a good place to learn a whole lot. It's a different kind of drumming than what we're doing. It's called field drumming, and there's some guys out there, man, that play the hell out of a snare drum, have some great chops. But you take those same cats that have those chops, put them on a drum set, and they're playing something funky, it sounds they're marching to something funky. And some of them don't have that feel because they're so conditioned to play the way they do. Did you ever win, Paul? All right, we're going to continue on the Ratamucues tomorrow, and I'll get the pages together for you. And Old Dog was the lead drummer. I better watch out what I say here. Okay. Well, I was in the drum corps, two of them. One, I stayed a while. The second one, I was there for 2 weeks. I said, the hell with this shit. And went to play some cover tunes in the band. And then when I was in the Army, well, of course, you know, you have marching band, you have concert band, big band, you know, so it was a good experience. Well, you did contribute, right, Paul? So you're part of it. It's just a different kind of drumming. You know, there's a drum corps drummer. I'll tell you, you talk like Tommy Igoe, for example. Tommy Igoe was in the drum corps and he was playing quads, I believe. Now, Tommy Igoe, his dad was Sonny Igoe. Great drummer, great teacher. And Tommy Igoe plays his ass off. A long time ago. You remember that backsticking? The first backsticking I ever learned, I mean, I haven't done it in years. I can't practice that anymore because it doesn't do me any good. Rather just a dang, dang, dang. All right. Tomorrow we go back to the Ratamacue. I'll try to put something together for everybody. Okay? I can't promise it. Backsticking, long, long time ago. Paul, you think yours was a long time ago? I was 13 years old, 12 years old when I started to play in the drum corps. And I did learn a lot because all the older drummers took me under their wing. Showed me how to do paradiddles, how to develop doubles, fives, sevens. And we're going to get into all of that, but not drum corps wise, unless you want to learn from a drum corps guy. And there's some really great drum corps players out there. Okay, any questions? I need dinner. Jimmy, where's your video? Okay, what do you guys think about me doing that, giving some free stuff away when you come to the lesson, other than giving a free lesson? Stick control book, the syncopation book formulas. I mean, I do have like 120,000 people in one group. That should stimulate some. No questions. All right. We'll see everybody tomorrow at 1 p.m. Robert, I'll send you, what did you want again, Robert? You wanted, the Charlie Wilcoxon books. Okay. I'll send them to you. All right, guys. We'll see everybody tomorrow.